Okay, today you are getting the hookup. Today we are going to link you up with the things that are going to make LinkedIn work for you. There's all the social media platforms. Some people tell you to be on all of them. Sometimes they say just be on one of them. But either way, you've got to start somewhere. And where you need to start with your social media marketing is on the platform that is most suited to you. So, what is it for you? Do you have a much younger audience? Um, do you have an older audience? Do you have people that are more business, more casual? Are you online trying to sell a product or maybe even a course or a gadget, or is it a high-end service and a high-ticket service? So whatever you're trying to do, social media platforms are a necessity. Sometimes we say it's a necessary evil, but you do need to be there. Now, do you need to go on all of them all at once? I say if you're just getting started, do not do it that way. It, number one, will burn you out, and you won't have an efficient way to track how well you're doing. Because if you're going to use these tools, you want to make sure that they're working for you. And if you're doing everything all at once, you're never going to know which is the actual thing that is working. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to go into the different platforms over the next couple of weeks. So I want you to stay tuned to Iconic TV Live. We come here every Tuesday, 5 p.m., and ask your questions. Because if you put your questions down in the comments, you subscribe, we're going to ask you for feedback and say, what do you want to see? What do you want us to talk about? And we'll even bring you on if you want to come on to one of our shows, ask questions, make this interactive. This is all for you. It's 100% free. And the reason is our specialty is taking business owners from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less without any of the stress, struggle, or overwhelm. And if you knew how simple it really is, you would stop doing everything you're doing and you would start following the 4-step SOAR formula. It's that easy to scale your business from 6 to 7 figures. We've done it. We're doing it again. We just did it again this year. So the question is, why are you not doing it? Usually it's a strategy problem. And then we tie that strategy to software. And that way, it's not just theory. You can actually see the numbers. Right? Isn't that the power? If you could actually know, should I push here or there or down here? And if you knew which one you should do and why and how much of a change that would make for you, you would get the right answers all the time. But most people are going like this, right? They're just in the dark and they're trying to figure out their way around and it isn't working. So today I want to show you some things that you can do with LinkedIn to make this work because it's one of the most powerful platforms. Is it the biggest? No. But it is one of the fastest growing. 700 million people use LinkedIn every day. So you should too. It's also a bit more serious. Yes, it started off as a job hunting site, and that is great. Like, hey, by the way, everybody, we're hiring right now. If you're curious what we're hiring for, we're looking for business coaches, we're looking for salespeople, we're looking for speakers, and we're looking for some tech people because our company is growing so fast. The question is, where are we going to put all that stuff? You know what? We're going to put it on LinkedIn. But that's not the only thing that it's for. You can also use it to go B2B as well as B2C. Okay. So put down below, let me know where are you watching? And are you watching us on Facebook? Okay. If you're on Facebook somewhere, then you can click one of the links above and subscribe and put your comments in there so I can see those. If you are on YouTube, okay, come over here, right down here, look for the red subscribe button, click that. We have a brand new YouTube channel specifically devoted to scaling and growing your business and your brand. And so come here every week for live training on that. And where else are we? All over the place. Okay. So if you're Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, you're in the right place. Those are the 3 platforms that we tend to use the most. But what are we talking about today is exactly this. 10 easy ways for you to grow your business with LinkedIn. All right. Now, I could talk about a lot of things today, and I could talk about the basics. I I can give you the basics, okay? I would rather give you the basics and talk about advanced things today. So here's what I mean by this, okay? I have some basics for you, okay? Social selling stairway. If you need to know how to do this and how do you actually do all these messaging, I have a checklist, okay? This is really how to sell your way on LinkedIn, okay? And there's 30 different steps and different check items that you can do to grow your business. Those are some of the basics. Okay. What do I mean by basics? Because some of you might really be really basic. And if you are, then just hop on a call. Just type #call and we'll zoom you up to catch up. Okay. So yes, some of the basics are your profile and making sure you have the right cover image for your LinkedIn profile, making sure the different categories, the about, the featured, you have all the right buttons clicked, and your copy is the right way. Those are the basics that you need to master. That's jacks for openers, okay? You have to have that down. And most people stop there, okay? And there's a lot of tools and tricks on how to use it and how to do it. I'm going to talk about some more advanced things today. We can always come back. If you want basics, type basics down below and we'll get into the basics then after this. So here's like we call this like the social stairway, if you will, right? So what are we looking at? For LinkedIn, there's different levels that you're going to need to go through, and it's similar to a lot of the platforms. Okay, so you do have to establish your professional brand, and your brand is so important. So many people miss this. They think I'm just going to go on and go do things, and they wonder why they're not getting any business. They might be in business 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, and they still can't cross that 6-figure mark. Okay, what we want you to do is by the time you hit 3 years, you should be at the 6-figure a month mark. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a professional brand. If not, there's a reason our company is called the Iconic Brands, right? If you want an iconic brand, a legacy brand, something that people remember, they can look at your logo and go, wow, yeah, that's it. Okay. We'll show you how to do that. So that's part of the first step that you have to do. If you don't have a recognizable, memorable brand, how are people going to remember to go to you? Now you need to find the right people. Who is your audience? Please don't say it's for everyone. Don't try to attract the masses. Be very specific. Who are you going after? Okay. And what is the one thing? You've got to engage these people. What is the content that you're going to put out there that is conversation worthy, right? Do you know what these people want to talk about? If you don't, guess what? It doesn't matter what you say. Then you are just a content slave. I was going to say a different word, but I'll use the word slave. Okay. You're a slave to the content. You're just putting out content after content after content, but you have no action. Okay. And then next thing is you get them engaged and then you build the relationship, right? There is that process, right? Where people know you, they like you, and they trust you. But the metrics have changed. So what used to be is somewhere between 4 to 9 touches. Actually, I think it was 5 to 8. And that's how many times you had to communicate with people before they felt like they knew you or trusted you and would do business with you. Guess what? The numbers are completely different now. Now it's 9 to 16 touches. That's a lot. Most people don't connect with people that much. They try one time, maybe twice, and then that's it. I see it in my messaging all the time. People try and reach out to me once, never see them again, maybe twice. Okay. We continually do it. Okay. If you hear from us, you're going to hear from us again and again and again and again. Okay. Because we know our stuff is amazing. And until you try it, you're going to be shortchanging yourself. That's how you have to think about this, that you have to know that what you have is so amazing that somebody is doing themselves a disservice if they don't get exposed to it. Okay. That's your attitude when you're doing it, not like you're bugging people. Okay. One of my mentors said, I'm like, oh, am I doing it too much? And like, just assume they haven't seen it. Why? Because they probably haven't. Okay. So you want to make sure that you cover those basics. I want to go over the 4 reasons why people will talk to you. Okay. When you're on LinkedIn, number 1, they want to see your content. Do you have good content? They're looking at that first. And then they're like, okay, that's good content. Well, who is this person? Do you have some authority? And then, right, that ties in with your brand. And I'm going to talk about how you use all of these together. And then verification. They want to know, is this person legit, or is this all AI? Okay. Is this somebody just copying somebody else and there's no meat to what they do? And is it relevant? Is it relevant to me? Because nobody's going to take action if it's not relevant to you. Okay. So that's important to know. If you want people to talk to you, you have to be delivering the right information. And so those are the 4 things. Look at those 4 things. Okay. Make sure you understand those and you know those. Okay. Now, here's how simple it is. I want you to think of this like simple math, okay? Where it's addition, subtraction, right? Multiplication. We're going to add, okay? This is the concept that I want you to think about. How do you actually talk to these people? It is really simple math. Add, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to ask a question, okay? Wait for them to give you an answer, and then create a discussion where you can give them some advice and some tips, some strategies maybe, so that they ultimately become a client of yours. And they might not become a client right away, but they might end up in your community. And that's just as valuable. All right. So content is very important. However, are you great at content? A lot of people are not. Okay. So what I want you to understand is that you don't have to be. If you want to save time, if you want to utilize all of the tools, right? And you want to save time, save money, but you want to be everywhere. Maybe you want to be on LinkedIn and TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook as well. There's so many of them, but you're like, how do I do it? How do I optimize all of that? You can go to the agencyfinder.com, have it all done for you, okay? For less than you probably spend in a month of buying coffee, you can have all of that done for you. It's that simple. Just go to the agencyfinder.com or just type done for you, LinkedIn or whatever, and we can have your posts all done for you and designed for you and put up for you and engaged for you. Everything could be done for you if you want it to, okay? Or you can do it yourself as you're getting started. And if you are, then let us know so we can show you some shortcuts on how to get it out there. So you do have to have content, okay? So if you do need some questions answered, okay, you probably have a lot of questions. We want to help you out with that. Just book a call, okay? You can either type #call or go to callconnie.com. We'll hop on a quick 10-minute call. So, and just ask your question. What is your question that you need help with? And I have this giveaway for you, how to use LinkedIn to grow your business. This is more advanced, okay? So I said there's some basics that you have to know. This is the advanced part. So if you would like this, okay, if you want this, I have a link. I want you to just type in link list, okay? A link list. And I'm going to show you this list. We're going to go over this today. It's going to have all the apps that you should be using or that you could use. And everything that we're going to talk about today is going to be on this, in this book. Okay. So type link list, #link list, wherever you are. And we'll come back. I have an amazing team working here. We have Angie and Sandy and Tally all here to make sure that you're getting all these tools and resources, because everything is free here. And we come every week just to figure out what you're telling us during the week. We're like, okay, we'll do a show on that. Okay, we'll do a show on that. These are live. It's not pre-recorded. Every time I literally come here, sometimes barely by the skin of my teeth, I make it on time, but we will always be here. Okay. So I've got some apps that you can use. And then I have a 90-day strategy that I'm going to show you. That's how you're going to grow this really fast. Okay. 90 days is a perfect time, right? That's like a quarter. And we work in what we call quadrants. So that each quadrant, you're going to work on something and then you're going to assess it. And then we can double it. And then we can double it. And we can double it. And that doubling 4 times, right, is how we're going to take you to $1 million in 1 year or less without any of the stress or the struggle or the overwhelm. Super simple. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these tools that you can use. Now, the ones that are starred are the ones that we actually use. Other ones we use currently, I should say. And so I don't really recommend anything that we haven't used or we haven't used with a client. Okay, so here's 5 of the 10 tools that you want to start looking at. Number 1, LinkedIn Navigator. That's native to LinkedIn. It's $99 a month. Is it pricey for some people? Yes, but for what do you get out of it, right? If you have a very low ticket offer, maybe not such a good thing. But if you have a $5, $10, $50,000 offer, it's nothing. Okay, and it's a great way to organize and to connect. And LinkedIn loves it because it's their own app. They're not going to ban you or close your account for using something that is not authorized. Tapio is another one that we use. Love, love, love this. I'm going to show you some tools that you can do with this. It is awesome. Dripify is also fabulous. Okay, between the two, I ended up deciding on Tapio, but you pick whichever one you want. I put the pricing there so you can kind of get an idea from things that are free to extremely expensive. There's a couple other things I didn't put on here that are about $3,500 a month. So when you get to that level, let me know. And I will connect you with those. I don't make anything off of these. I just want to share these with you. IFTT, if this, then that. I've been using that, my gosh, probably 6 or 7 years. Awesome little thing. Hey, if this happens and we do this, right? Super, super affordable. Like anybody can use that. And it's easy to learn. Duck Soup is another one to help you. It's more of I think it's more beginner. It's good. And it has all the basics that you need to connect and collect names and everything else. Okay. So those are the first 5 that I want to show you. I'm going to show you some more in a minute. And when you're doing this, again, what is the key thing? You want to have good content. Okay. You want to have good connections with people, right? I'm show you that that's what you really need. You need to have the content, you need to have the connections, okay, and you need to have the authority. So show you all of that in a minute. Let's take a look at the next 5 apps. Okay, so Crystal Knows, this is a great one. Again, it's about the same price as Navigator, but the reason it's really cool, have you ever wondered, like, what do I say to these people? I don't know what to think or what to say. Crystal Knows is actually a personality app. And so it looks at the information on that person's profile and tells you of the different types of personalities. What would this person want to hear? How would you talk to this person? Like, what I mean by that is, how if you've ever taken any of the personality assessments, some people, like if you think about the DISC assessment, right? Some people are dominant, influential, they're safety minded, or they're compliant. Okay, that's what the DISC is. And so those personalities depend on what somebody is, right? Gee, what do you think I am? So I'm a strong D and I. Okay, and so you're going to talk different to me than somebody who is very compliant. Okay, and so what Crystal Knows does is that app will look at all of their feedback online and then tell you how to connect with them and help you write those emails and those posts based on their personality. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So that's sort of the you had me at hello kind of app. Let's take a look at the other ones. There's Discoverly, which is a Chrome app, totally free. You got to get that. Just go do that today. Okay. Super wonderful. If you're just trying to figure out who do I talk to, who is the right person for me, totally free. Okay. Lead Grabber Pro, and I might have that pricing wrong. Lead Grabber Pro, I believe, is the one that's about, that's totally wrong price, about $3,500 a month. It's awesome, right? And it'll go through and take all the leads and put them in a spreadsheet and organize it all. It's amazing. Is it worth $3,500? Yes. But is it something you should start off with? I don't know. Okay. But it's there. So I hope you write these down. Okay. But also get the gift. Okay. Here is this, right? I'm going to have all of this in there. So get the How to Use LinkedIn to Grow Your Business book. Okay, get that? Just type hashtag LinkedIn and you're going to have all of these apps and everything in there. Okay, pretty cool. See, I did all your homework for you. Don't have to worry about it. Social Pilot is great. It's like an aggregator and you can do all your posts in one place, and not just LinkedIn, but everything. We also use Promo Republic, and that is another great one. Even more affordable than Social Pilot. Content Studio is the same kind of thing, where you can put all of your stuff together at once and feed it out and track it and have your comments in there after the fact. They're all amazing. Okay. And so what is the point of all of this is I'm going to show you, you're going to have a 90-day plan. So stay for that. Okay. There's 3 phases, really easy, but you've got to start somewhere. Even if you've been on for a while, you might be getting into a bad habit. And I want you to have a really, really clear way to do this. Okay. Because LinkedIn is super awesome. I resisted for a long time because I was like, oh, it's kind of complicated, but it really isn't when you start to learn it and you just understand the principles, right? Everything is really about a strategy. Okay. So one of the things that LinkedIn does that's very unique is the carousels. Now, I know Instagram has those, but they're really powerful on LinkedIn. Okay. So what do you do with your carousels? Now, the reason I like Taplio, that ad, is because it'll do it all for me. And so you might have a tutorial like the 6 steps you need to do blank, right? Make it as a carousel. It can be something that's interactive, where each slide of the carousel, you're asking them a question. But what it also does is it increases your engagement time, right? The time on the post is a lot longer, and that's something the algorithms look at. So engagement is everything on social media. So you want to make sure you're keeping these people engaged, and then you also want to be able to use these to drive them to a website, right? They're like, oh, that's interesting. Hey, you want the answers? Or I show you, the different parts of a book we're giving away, and then where do you get it? Drive it to a website. It's also great for job postings, and we talked about that. Again, shameless plug. If you are a business coach or a speaker, or a phenomenal salesperson, we are hiring. So reach out to me, okay? Or tell somebody that you know that we're hiring. And I would love to connect with them. So those are some things you can also do. Now, I want to show you the 90-day plan. Okay. So let me go show you that. Now, keep in mind, like, how do you message these people? People ask that a lot. Like, what do I do? How do I message? How does it look? Okay. I want you to just go ahead and ask for some help. Okay. Just go ahead and book a call if you need it. All right. I would love to hop on, ask your questions, and then I can steer you in the right direction so you can keep moving forward. Otherwise, if you're just following people, but you're not really connecting and asking a question, chances are you're not going to understand the information correctly, or you might miss some things. Okay. So I want to show you something that is really cool, really easy. And again, this is something that we use with these apps that I was showing you. And how do you actually post? Okay, so content is very, very important. And we're going to talk about that. So let's look at these 3 key factors of when you are connecting, when you're posting, and this 90-day plan. Okay, these are the 3 key factors. Number 1, you have to have a content plan. Okay, and what this content plan, and I'm going to show it to you in detail. You're going to have videos. You need short form, long form. LinkedIn is just coming out within the last month with new videos, a lot like shorts. Okay. And so this is the time to get on it, because it's really good and it's new. And so you could really dominate. And this isn't stupid videos like you see a lot of nutty things on TikTok, if you like that, but it's still a professional website, right? And these videos are very good. Okay. And being live like I am today. Okay. Your content plan has to include posts, and guess what? With your posts, size matters. Okay. You might be familiar with Instagram is square. Okay. Facebook has multiple sizes, but a little bit more horizontal, right? Well, LinkedIn, the ideal size for you making your posts. Yes, so they're all going to be different sizes when you're making them, right? There's apps for that, okay? So I think I have an app called Relay That, and it'll just change it to whatever size you're going to be posting on social media. But for LinkedIn, you want your post to be 4x5, like 4 inches by 5 inches, right? Why is that? Because as you're scrolling, that will take up most of the screen on your phone. Okay. And so that is the ideal size for LinkedIn. So use that. All right. So the first part of your 90-day plan that we're going to dive into is the content, your posts, newsletters, then the visual aspect. We talked about that. Some of that is very basic, right? How are you distinguishing yourself and how are you disrupting the market? There's a gazillion of you out there. How are you going to be different? Okay. And that's part of your visual branding that you're going to do. And then you need frictionless funnels. Okay. Where are you going to take them afterwards once they connect with you and they go through your process? Is there a website, a landing page? Are there bots that are going to do this? Are there lead magnets? How are you going to do this? How are you going to make that process so seamless that by the time they click on you and read your stuff and then go, okay, what's next? And then you don't make them jump through all these different hoops. Okay. Is this making sense to you? Okay. If it is, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Okay. It's lonely all here by myself. Give me some love, give me some thumbs up if you get this, if you want to do this, because I want to give you something, right? So that you can use these and take this with you and start implementing it right away. Okay. And everything that I've got here for you today is entirely free, okay? But I do want you to get this book, okay? Get the book, How to Use LinkedIn to Grow Your Business. You will love it. It's a bit more advanced, okay? But it's really great. Now, I'm going to give you one fun tip, okay? Okay, they're all fun. But let me give you something really fun that I want you to think about. And again, the apps do this, but it's a thing that's really mostly with LinkedIn, but we actually do it on the other platforms as well because it's cool. And it, again, is distinguished, right? So when you're making your posts, right, what you want to do is connect, connect, connect. Okay. You want to start looking at who are the biggest people out there. This is part of your strategy, right? Who are the biggest people out there, the big influencers that have your audience? You want to connect with them. You want to be one of the first people in the morning every day to comment on their post. Why? Because then your post and your comment is going to be seen by more people, and then more people will connect with you. So connect, connect, connect is very, very important. Same time, right? Make a spreadsheet of when these people, these influencers and these big leaders are posting. Okay, because when they post, you want to be first. Another thing when you make your own posts is I talked about visual brands, right? So when you're writing your posts, you see the angle of this. This is another thing that makes your post very popular. First line is really short, like 5 to 8 words, and then you have something contrary below it. Okay. This would be a whole other series, but I'm just going to give you the highlights here. Okay. So then your second line is contrary, of that. Okay. And personal. It can be very personal. It doesn't have to be just all business. Okay. And then the next line is a little longer, and the next line is a little longer and a little longer and a little longer. And you see, it kind of goes like a pyramid out to the side. And then you end with a question. Okay. So, that's kind of a stylistic way that you want to do this. Again, you're going to have all of this in the book. So if you want that book, just type hashtag LinkedIn, we'll get that for you. Okay. So does this make sense? So you have a shorter opening and then a little longer sentence, longer and longer and longer. Guess what? You actually have to do some of your own writing. It can't be just Chat GPT. You could program it. You could put the prompts in. But honestly, it doesn't really work that well. So just take the time and do it. It's not that hard. Okay. And if you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't know how to write. I can't get the words long enough. And then just have us do it. Okay. So just go to theagencyfinder.com. We can do all of your social media stuff for you. Okay. So let's go into your 90-day plan. here we go. So phase one, these are the things that you want to do first. All right. Some of you might resist this. That's okay. Okay. I'm just showing you the fastest way to hit the 7 figures. Okay. And to really grow your business using this tool. So think of this like the launch phase. Okay. And do 30 vertical videos in 30 days, right? Take your phone so it's vertical, right? Remember what we talked about, size matters, 4x5 and all of that. They can be short. And you want to keep them to 30 to 60 seconds. You want some overlays or also a text to go with it, okay, so that it's not just the video. Describe it and have about 50 words with it, give or take. Open with your hook, like I talked about, that short hook, and make sure you're only talking about one topic. Some people go all over the place, or they don't even have anything and they're just sort of talking like they're talking to their girlfriends or something. Make it a singular topic or a singular question. The number one thing people have asked me this week is blank. Okay. And then provide one actionable item, one thing that people should do now that they have watched that. That's really simple. Okay. You're going to do that for your first 30 days. Think of it like your warm up and your ramp up. Okay. So we're going to launch this whole LinkedIn platform for you. Okay. So let's go to the second thing. The second thing that's very important, can you guess? Yes, engagement. Okay. You've got to get more engagement. Now, again, if you're like, how do I do all this? What do I say? Get the books. Okay. This is the Social Selling Stairway, and it'll show you exactly how you climb up into the top ranks of LinkedIn. And what do you say? Okay. So just type hashtag LinkedIn if you want that. And so engagement. So what do we need to do here is phase 2. Now, after the first 30 days, now we want to start monetizing it, right? You've warmed it up. Now you want to also do a weekly live video. The shorts are great for the first month, right? You can do all of those, let's say on a Friday, one Friday a month. That's how we do it. Okay. And then have one weekly live video like we do here with Iconic TV. And if you need help with that, we have scripts and formats and everything. Just reach out to us. And this is a good time to start your weekly newsletter. You can have multiple newsletters, one newsletter per niche, okay, per audience. Make sure that your feed is interactive, so you're getting people to engage with you or do polls or things like that, okay. And then also make sure you start having interactive videos, maybe bring people on so you're connecting with them, or you're doing a AMA, Ask Me Anything, okay. Now the problem here with the monetization is that this is where people get a little stuck. If you've done 4 weeks of live video and nobody connected, nobody wants anything, the problem is either your messaging, your sales process, or your offer. Okay. So you have to fix those if you want this to work. Okay. So that is phase 2. Okay. Now, remember, if you're like freaking out, going, this is too much, I can't handle it. That's okay. Let us handle it for you. We'll save you time, save you money. You can really focus on fulfillment, engaging with your clients. Let us do the social media optimization for you. Just go to the agency finder, okay, .com, the agencyfinder.com. And then finally, the last thing, okay, is phase 3. This is where we're really looking at the analytical aspects, the optimization of your LinkedIn profile. So this is now you've got the basics down, right? You've got the videos, you've got the posts, you have engagement, you're connecting with people, you're using our formats, you're integrating apps, and you are now here. This is the third part, is where you have frictionless funnels, right? Your systems are working. Now, this is also where you need to start tracking the data, figure out what do people do. If you're just going for views and likes and clicks, that's one thing, but are they buying? If they're not buying, maybe you're just all about cat videos. People watch it, but do they buy anything? No. Okay. So you need to know how to track your data. Again, the apps can come in handy with that. And then we have some other systems and OKRs and KPIs and dashboards that can help you out as well. And then you want to focus on what are your top 3 topics? What are the 3 things that people actually want to hear about? Okay. And I'll be doing a training on this, and it's called your GPS, your geometric product sequence. And it takes your whole business and basically narrows it into 9 key areas that you talk about. But out of those 9, in your process, 3 are the hot ones. Okay. So you have to always deliver on the hot topics, not just the ones that you like. Okay. So you have to make sure your content is relevant. And then 3D expansion. Okay. That's the last part where now that you've got it all down and it's systemized, you can sort of walk away from it all. Okay. Now, where do you want to grow? Okay. This is where we call it the repeat phase, right? So you're going to distinguish yourself. You're going to disrupt the market. You're going to dominate the market. That's where you start making money. And then we're going to duplicate. That's this. This is this 3D part. So how do we duplicate? Where are we going to go? Are we going to expand into other verticals? Or are we going to internally expand, like get a bigger team and do more of what we're doing, or completely different? And maybe you want to get into a different business or an add-on business or something like that. We buy businesses, right? So we're always looking for a new business that we could buy and kind of bolt on to what we do. So if you know of business owners, let me know. Okay. Or if you have a business, you're like, I'm done, I'm tired. Or I was talking to an accountant today. He's like, I've been doing this 19 years. I want to get out of this. Perfect. Let's talk. Maybe I'll buy your business from you. Right. So what is your next step? Okay. So that's the 90-day plan, right? So if you look back at this, right, these are those 3 keys: the content plan, the visual branding plan, so that you can really be a little bit more disruptive. And then you get the systemization with all the frictionless funnels and systems and processes. And that's how easy it is. Okay. So LinkedIn is super easy. I want you to make sure you get the tools that we gave you. If you don't know what we're talking about, just write #tools. We'll get them for you if you just got here. Okay. And it's this simple. Okay. If you want to elevate to 7 figures, okay, and you want to elevate there, but you also want to escalate it, meaning you want to do it faster. Okay. You can do it without us, or you can do it with us. If you want to do it with us, just type #call or go to callconnie.com, and I would love to help you out and take your business to a whole new level. Okay. And of course, if you want the tools, I want to make sure before I let you go that we get you this. Okay. Because I want you to grab this. It's going to have all of the apps that I just showed you. And I showed you 10 of the apps. There's a lot more that we use, but you also saw the highlighted ones that I use, and that makes all of this seamless. If you're not taking advantage of all these different tools, then you're probably spending too much time on the wrong thing, or you're doing it all yourself. Okay. The goal of a business is to make money, and so that it can free you up. But if you're doing everything and you haven't built a team and all of that, let us know how we can help you get 80% of this off your plate so that you can use all these tools. But grab the free app and the app list and the books and everything. And then the most important thing for the day is come over here, subscribe, and come back next Tuesday at 5 o'clock, and we'll give you some more amazing strategies to grow your business. Have a great day.